Hey everybody, this is Tom again in Western North Carolina. It's Wednesday now. I don't know about the 17th or 18th of August. Anyways, I'm just going to let you know what I've been up to on this rocking chair for the last day or two since I've last saw you. Well, one of the things was I drilled and put together my front. Got an airfoil, 2 rungs. Pretty simple, straightforward, just how we did the other one. The other chair, though, we had that frame front, so we just had 2 rungs. That's something I want to say about this particular chair. I should have a chair right here to show you, but I don't. There's some of the rungs on this chair could be left out. And the front is, in my opinion, not the place to leave the front out. Leave a rung out. I think it's good to have all 3 rungs on the front. Now on the back, you could very easily leave that middle rung out. You could even move the lower rung to, some other position, like right between the 2 side rungs. And the reason I say I think you could leave the back rung out is because you got all those slats on your back, holding your back together. You got plenty of stuff. And then the same thing on the sides. You've got your arms that are stabilizing the side of the chair. And so therefore you got the arms and the rockers. So having 3 rungs on the sides, not absolutely necessary in my opinion. You could eliminate that middle rung if you just wanted to make less rungs or you thought it looked better that way. I don't know. You need 2 rungs to hold the shape while you put the rockers and the arms on. But for actual just chair strength, I don't think you could eliminate some of those rungs. But not on the front, I don't think. Because if you just leave 2 rungs on the front, that'd be kind of the weakest place in the chair. Anyways, that's just something that's been on my mind. Anyways, a little something when I drilled this back, I put them on my clamp thing here. And, I measured my angle. That 72-degree angle right here and right here. But it turns out on this clamp board, whatever we call this clamp board thing, it turns out that if I line those legs right up with the bottom of that board, and it's 16 inches long, this clamp, and an inch and a half high, if I put it on this table, which is 30 inches long, and line up the bottoms of the top slats, it yields that correct angle. So that made it pretty easy to line that up for me. But that's just my situation, and I'm just letting you know what happens when I'm doing something. And everything that I'm doing on this chair, it's been so long since I made a rocking chair, everything is sort of like, okay, yeah, I remember that. Or I see some note that I have written here or there. And anyways, I got my back post drilled. And then I laid out and cut all my slats and got all my slats ready. And there they all are right there. Anyways, I'm just going to put them over there for a second. Try to stay in the picture. Anyways, I'm going to get behind the camera and move it a little bit. Now I better just tell you this right now before I forget. According to my notes, when we mark our slats, we mark our slats when we've got them on dummied up, whatever you want to call that. We mark our slats, and then we move that angle over, move that line over to compensate, you know, for the depth of the mortises. And according to my note, and we always, on the other chair, we did all of them 7/8 of an inch. And according to my notes, the bottom and the top slat needed to be moved over on this chair, needed to be over 1 full inch. 1 inch. And then the second slat up needed to be moved over 7/8 plus a little bit. The third slat needed to be 7/8 plus 2 little bits. And the fourth slat needed to be 7/8 plus 3 little bits. And I guess a little bit or a plus is about 1/64 of an inch. That's what my note said, and so that's what I actually did. It's better that these slats are too long right now than too short. You can make them shorter, but you can't make them longer. And so anyways, that's what I did on these. And I'm getting ready here just a minute. I'm gonna let you guys watch me test fit this back together. And so anyways, I'm gonna move the camera, show you 1 or 2 things, and then set it up so you can see me test fitting this. Anyways, another thing I'll show you quick again is there's my little rig. I use that for cutting out my slats. I was too lazy to do it with the hatchet. And then I use my little sanding wheel right down there to do all the shape or do the fitting of the slats into the mortises. Anyways, there I'm pretty got the camera probably about the right position to put this back together. So I'm gonna fit this back together kind of how I would do it if I was putting a chair together, and we'll see how it goes. That you can put the rungs in. At this stage, it doesn't matter really what you put in first. I'll probably have kind of a fight with this. That I'm gonna put my slats in. Oh, and another thing that reminds me, another thing I want to tell you is when I was putting this together to get my links for my slats, some of my slats were so long that I couldn't get a clamp on them. I couldn't get a spring clamp over the end like that, and so I had to cut them off a little bit so that my clamps would fit. So you might have to do that at some point. Let's see if we can do any good with this. Let's see, let's try from this end. I better try this again. It's been a long time since I've done this, so it's there we go. See if I can hold this. Oh. Oh, that one's out over on this side. Popped it out on this side. Sorry I got my back to you. Tighten that one up a little bit. Got that one tight. Got that one tight. Let's see. Well, oh, lost my one clamp. When you fit this, when you fit these slats, you got to make sure your rungs are all the way in. They can't be hanging out. Oh, lost it again. Jumped out. Jumped off. I still can see my little marks that I made, that I put on there when I fit the slats in each individual one of these tendons. I put little marks. See how far they go in, and those marks are still there. I can still see them. And that's, you know, my indication if they're in all the way or not. So I'm going to put some weight on this to hold it in place. The other day, when I fitted or measured for my slats, I had a lot of weight up here, same way. But what I was saying about those clamps before was, let's see. I'll show you. See, if I had a big old long slat like this, it was too long for this clamp to fit on there, both ends. And so I had to cut a little bit off the ends so my clamp would fit. So that's just something I came across. Okay, and now that I've got my slats all in here, and allegedly, you know, all the way in, I've got to look at them and see, you know, how they're fitting with each other. And right now, if I look down here, obviously there's a curve here. There's a curve up here. Let me see if you're seeing that. Yeah. So obviously there's a curve in the post here, so these are going to be, you know, like that. And then these three here kind of got to be in line with each other. And then there's another curve there, and so these two sort of have to meet somewhere in the middle here. And what I'm seeing right now, what I think I'm seeing is that this one here is just a little bit too long. It seems like it's up too high according to this one. And another thing that I do is I got these two little slats, or I don't know what you call them, bendable pieces of wood, that when I put this chair together, when I go to put it together, what I'm going to do when I get it together, you know, gluing it, you know, get my real rungs in and having all these slats glued and everything. I got my back to you, but I'm fumbling around. I should have if I had a spring clamp, it'd help me. I'm just kindly remembering how to go about this right now, so you guys get to witness my confusion. See, I got these two I don't know what you want to call them, slats or whatever, and I'm actually going to use these. When I put this together for real, I'm going to clamp these on here to hold the curve of what I want these slats to be like when they're glued in. And they kind of, you know, they bend to conform, or to make the slats conform. And see, right now with this thing in there, this one doesn't look high anymore. They all seem like they're just doing what they're supposed to do. But I still have a feeling that this one is too long and needs to be shortened a little bit. And I'm going to, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a straight edge. I'm not going to do it for you guys, but I'm going to put a straight edge right across here, between touching the post, and I'm going to measure the distance from this straight edge up to this slat best I can, you know, getting out of the way of this. And I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna compare that measurement on the chair that's already made, and see, because that'll be an indication if this one's actually up too high or not. If they measure out the same, I'll be satisfied. This one here still is acting like it's not in all the way. I don't know what's holding it out. I don't have another long clamp. Maybe I do. Let's see. Well, I'm going to fiddle around with this. You guys don't have to watch me struggle with it. But that's where I'm at right now on this chair. It's going good. That's what I've been working on. And so the next time, I'm not going to show you me putting this together, but it's going to be just about like what I just did. And I'm going to put all these clamps on it. I'm going to put my clamp across the top here, just like I did on the other chair. And so the next time and then once I get that together, I'm going to have to do my pegs. And the pegs in this chair, you know, I put 2 pegs per slat. And in this chair, I usually don't put any pegs in the bottom slat. The post is round there. It's a little bit of a pain to get them in. They have to be longer and everything, and they don't really add to the look of the chair very much. So I'm going to probably leave them off. So I got 2, 4, 6, 8. So I got 16 pegs to make. So I'll have when I get my back all put together, I'll have to put my pegs in. And then the next step is going to be drilling the front and the back. And when I go to drill them, I don't know if I'll show you actually drilling them, but I'll show you the ramps, you know, that I use for the angles and stuff. Because those angles are somewhat different than the other chair. Anyways, that's what I'm up to. It rained all day yesterday and the night before. There was some hurricane coming by here, not too close, but it rained all day and all night. But that was a good rain. We needed the water. Anyways, I'm thankful for what I have. I thank you guys for watching. And I hope you can be thankful for what you have too. Anyways, I'll see you in a couple, 3 days. Hopefully I'll be able to make some more progress. Bye.